Yo, what's good? It's Mastermind MMA, and this video is going to be on Gegard Mousassi. Gegard Mousassi signing with Bellator. Ooh, what the fuck, UFC? Like, this was the one guy you shouldn't have let go. Like, I mean, you really shouldn't let anyone go that they did let go in the recent signings, like Rory, Lorenz, a bunch of other people, you know what I mean? But now they got fucking Gegard Mousassi, who was one fight away from a title shot. Probably, if opportunity presented itself, would have been fighting for a title shot. Arguably could have got the... he had a case to get the interim title shot that Whitaker got. But, dude, I'm no longer calling Bellator anymore. I'm calling that shit Strikeforce 2.0. Because when they signed Morrow and Goldie and, you know, all those people, I was like, they're making some good moves. And then I watched part of that Bellator card, and I was like, yeah, this shit felt different. You know, with Goldie on the on Bellator 180, and then with Morrow on the pay-per-view, I'm like, yo, this shit feels different. Like, the product just feels like a higher quality product, because by association, dude, those names are associated with the premier promotions. Morrow at Pride, and then you got Goldie, who's the voice of the UFC, over Joe Rogan, because he's been in the UFC pre-Zuffa. You know what I mean? So he's been there longer than Joe Rogan. Granted, Rogan might be more popular, but Goldie is the OG of that. So you got Mike Goldberg, so they're revamping it from almost every aspect. And even the production quality, it didn't look tacky. It looked good. Sometimes the ramps in their previous productions would look a bit tacky, a bit WWF-ish. And this shit was looking like, all right, it looked cleaner. And maybe it's just because of the voice, to be honest with you. But the voice associates the product with high quality. So it just changes the perception. And with the signings they're doing, they're a far cry from Kimbo Dada and fucking Hoist Shamrock. And that wasn't even that long ago. Fuck, man, what was that, last year? 2 years ago? Last year? Was not even that long ago, bro. And they are killing it. Reebok fucked the UFC. Fucked the UFC. It was, and the thing is, it's not Reebok's fault. It's the UFC's fault, because Reebok gave millions on millions on millions on millions on fucking millions to the UFC. How the UFC split it up, that was their decision. The fucking 10 grand or 20 grand for having 15 to 20 fights, UFC came up with that, not anybody else. So the UFC really shot themselves in the fucking foot, especially when they cashed out not too long after that with $4 billion. So they fucked that up, because now they're losing their talent, because their talent's not getting paid. And yeah, they're taking care of the people at the top, but you need to take care of those fighters, because those are the fighters that are on their way to the top. Gegard, probable future champion. Lorenz, definitely title contender. 100% title contender. I don't know if he would win the strap, but he has potential to win the strap. Beat a lot of high-level guys. Rory McDonald, just a hair away from being a champion. situations prevented him from being a champion, like GSP being champ. And then, we saw with the Lawler fight how close he was to being champion. Just inches. That was the second time they run that back. Run that back again. You don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So he was so close to being a champ. Benson Henderson, former champ, didn't have the hottest debut. Fucking Chael Sonnen, they got. He's a draw. You know what I mean? Wanderlei. So, I mean, that's kind of in the older direction that they were heading in, getting like the older UFC guys and making a name. But they're getting guys on the come up in their kind of in their prime. Gegard is really reaching not his his physical peak and prime, but his experience and putting it all together. And he was close to the title shot. And I'm not mad at Gegard whatsoever, because the UFC said they wanted to keep him. The UFC said they wanted to, Dana likes Gegard, but they didn't like him enough to cut him the check that he was valued at. And I'm saying valued at is because he actually got that offer. It's not something he was pulling out of his ass. Like, Dana, I want like a Demetrius Johnson. I want $3 million to fight TJ Dillashaw, or to fight Dominic Cruz, or to fight anyone that could beat me. I want $3-4 million. He's essentially pricing himself out. You know what I mean? Or it's either he's pricing himself out or he's overvaluing himself. And that's no slight at DJ. That's just to say, I don't know if any other lower promotion would pay DJ that kind of money. Not because he's not skilled enough to potentially earn that, but it's just the entertainment value. He's not that big of a draw that would bring that in. Gegard's got a fan base. Gegard got a few countries behind him. Gegard has some stuff going in his favor. Gegard's got a lot of stuff going in his favor. Gegard was willing to fight DC on a few days' notice at UFC 200, up a weight class. Gegard has been a company guy. Dana White said he wanted Gegard, but now when he was asked about it, once Gegard signed, I think that's the right move for Gegard. You think that's the right move for Gegard, for real, dog? Just because you didn't want to cut that check, but because it's an ego thing, because it's a pissing contest, because whatever reasons, man. That's not smart. You can't let your ego affect the business, because now Dana White, or whoever, the UFC brass, whoever the fuck it is letting their ego ruin their business. Because guess what? When Benson Henderson went over there, that opened the fucking floodgates. Because first when like Josh Thompson and Phil Davis and all of them were kind of there, it was like, all right. I think Phil Davis was kind of like the real first innovator, quote unquote, to go over there. But sorry, he was on a losing streak, I believe, or he's on a loss. You know what I mean? He wasn't. It was a while ago, but he wasn't in a winning. He didn't have the high ground, if you will, in negotiations. And then you had fucking Bader, who's champion at Bellator now. I forgot that Bader went over there. You got Bader going over there. You have so many like top 5 guys, and I think that's where the problem lies. Because you're letting top 5 guys go, and those top 5 guys at any moment could be champion. Anybody in the top 5 could be champion at any given night. You could make predictions and educated guesses, but when you're that elite and that high of a level, and when the margin of error is so minuscule, anything can happen. We've seen anything can happen. We've seen Matt Serra knock out GSP. We've seen Bisping knock out Luke Rockhold after getting knocked down and then choked out with one arm in the fight right before that. We've seen these things happen. We've seen it proven that it's a fight. Anything can happen. But when it comes to that top 5, it's less than kind of it's not really a puncher's chance, but more of the clash of equations, the clash of variables. You know what I mean? So much is going on. So any variable change can affect the outcome greatly. No matter how small the variable change is, the outcome could be affected so greatly. And sorry about that, guys. Dude, Strikeforce 2.0, making great moves. I was saying when they signed Morrow and all that, I was like, you know what, dude, they're heading towards the Strikeforce kind of competitor. You know, when Strikeforce was a legit competitor with the UFC, you know, it wasn't like Strikeforce was like an elite XC. You know, they were doing the damn thing. They were getting up there, and a lot of the talent they had went on to do great in the UFC and win UFC championships. So it's like now they're heading right back into that direction. What's the UFC gonna do then? What, you're gonna let all these guys go over, let them get gigantic, let them get big, and then just buy them out? Like, really, what's the game plan? Because when you're losing these contenders, you're losing your future pay-per-view. You're losing money because, all right. So so look at the middleweight division with Gegard gone. You got Whitaker, who's the champ. We'll take Bisping out this equation now, because I doubt Bisping is, you know, I doubt. Honestly, to be quite honest with you, I doubt we see a unification bout. I feel like Whitaker's going to be out till 2018. We're going to see GSP out. I did a video on this. We're going to see GSP versus Bisping. Either way, in that situation, the belt's going to get vacated. GSP wins, he vacates. Bisping wins, he retires. That's what's going to go down, in my opinion. So I feel like Whitaker's going to be the champ. Like, champ. Legit champ. Unified champ. Not unified, but legitimate champ. So when you look at that, he already beat Jacare. He already beat Romero. All that's left for him is Rockhold and Weidman. If he gets through both of them, who you gonna have? Rematches? We're just gonna start doing some rematches? Or are you gonna start giving some top 10 guys? Are you gonna give Brunson a title shot, which we already saw him get murked by Whitaker? But his placing in the rankings, you know what I mean? So it's like, you're hurting yourself, man. You're hurting yourself in the future. You might be like, fuck you, I'm not paying you that now. But that's money you're losing from future pay-per-views when you're doing fucking Whitaker Romero too. Which no one, like, there's really no need for it. But when you don't have enough contenders and you're forced to start running stuff back that really doesn't need to get run back, what are you going to do then, Dana? You're letting Strikeforce 2.0, it's getting stronger. You know, like, Strikeforce 2.0 is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and until they get legitimate divisions. When you have elite world-class divisions, it's going to be, UFC is going to have no other option but to buy them out. And that shit is corny because you bought out everyone already. You know, I love the UFC. Don't get me wrong. I love the UFC. I love watching the UFC. But it would be dope to have, like, Pride. You know what I mean? Ryzen is trying to... It's the same guys that made Pride, but it's not there. You know what I mean? It's still all kind of just a freak show right now. Let that come up a bit. But if anyone has the... And the thing that's dope is Ryzen and Bellator has an understanding. they have an understanding and they co-promote. That shit could be super fucking dope. Because when King Mo went over there and he got knocked out by Roided Out Crow Cop, that shit was kind of, that's cool. That's like bringing it back. It's a little nostalgic. And in a good way. You know what I mean? And with the way the sport grew, there's a lot of people that never watched the sport during the Pride days. You have a lot of not only new Conor fans, you just have new MMA fans in general. So you really need to have, but it'd be awesome to have that diversity, because now that shit could pop off again. You know what I'm saying? So UFC is giving them more opportunity. All right, so dude, get this. So Gegard said he's willing to fight from 185 to heavyweight. He's willing to fight, and he did fight. He's fought Mark Hunt before. He's beat Mark Hunt before. This is the kind of caliber guy we're talking. So he's not just talking out his ass. Like, oh, I can fight anywhere, anytime, any place, any weight class. Nah, dude, he's fought at heavyweight. He beat Mark Hunt before. So he's done this shit. So how dope would that be? Gegard and Gegard's a dude that likes hardware. I mean, I know he didn't get that UFC strap, but he was damn close. He is a decorated fighter. He's kind of like a middleweight Overeem, honestly, in my opinion, in the fact that he's so decorated. Imagine Gegard with the middleweight belt, light heavyweight belt, going over to Ryzen, winning Grand Prix belts, doing all this shit, seeing Gegard in a squared circle again. You know what I mean? That shit would be fucking dope. With the ropes and all that, seeing Gegard back in that environment, that shit would be fucking dope. So, bad move on the UFC. Gegard, do your damn thing, get your damn money, and get all these damn belts. I see Gegard's definitely gonna be champ over there. I even see Gegard versus Bader. You see, they already, look at that. They already have appealing fights that could be made. You know what I'm saying? Like, so their Strikeforce 2.0 is doing the damn thing, man. Shout out to Strikeforce 2.0. Shout out to Scott Coker. And for future reference, like I said, Bellator, I'm not calling it Bellator anymore. I'm calling it Strikeforce 2.0 because Scott Coker is doing the damn thing, homie. Scott Coker, you see, Scott Coker is is truly a business genius, because not anybody, but once you have, it's more common to start a successful business and then have one, rather than consistently having the ability to take companies and turn them into successful businesses. That's what Coker's doing, man. Took Strikeforce, built that from the ground up, turned it to an amazing product, got bought out, was chilling in the UFC, then went to Bellator. Now he's building Bellator up. That's skill. That's talent. And no one said not. And Gegard attributed a lot of it to, I worked with Scott Coker before. I like Scott. No one said anything bad about Scott. So you have a great boss that's fair and he's paying you. Like, treats you with respect. No ego shit. Who wouldn't want to go there? Shout out to Gegard Mousassi. Shout out to Strikeforce 2.0. Dana White, man, don't let these guys go, bro. It'll be detrimental. Maybe not now. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not a year from now. But a few years from now, it'll take a gigantic toll. Don't fuck up, Dana. You already know. It's Mastermind MMA.